Honestly, chopping your hair off is a move. It's a move, and it's a new era. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you for clicking on this video. I've been on a long hair journey. I basically chopped off 2 feet of my hair, really short period of time, due to the amount of damage mechanically, heat-wise, and also just bleach was a big factor in why my hair really needed to be chopped off. I genuinely think the integrity or the health of the hair is just way more important than the length, and I couldn't keep the length without it just looking really damaged, regardless of how much product I was putting in or how much steps in a routine I was using for my hair. It couldn't be saved. It could not be in that realm of me trying to keep putting hair products in my hair and trying not to be rough with it, or try to not put it in tight hairstyles and not overly put heat on it. Then like I would go weeks longer in between of dyeing or coloring, bleaching my hair, which also can be a mistake. But also what I'm saying is I was trying to decrease the amount of damage. I was trying to be careful with it, but it wasn't helping because I would only trim off like maybe an inch or 2 off my hair and then it would look fine, but I wasn't cutting enough off. So after like a day or 2 or like even a week goes by, I'd look back at my hair in videos or photos and I'd just, why does it look like I didn't even trim it? And I genuinely was cutting off at least like an inch or like 2, if not 3, and my hair was down to my waist. Like I will show you in an example of a video, and that was the longest. Most recently, the longest it was like down to my waist, but my hair was consistently that long for like 5 years. I started putting highlights back in my hair. I've had a whole history with hair color in general, but recently, I guess as of that date, 2021, I was putting highlights in my hair, and then I consistently was doing that to the point where I just wanted like a full blonde moment on top of my hair. I highlighted my hair, then I bleached my hair, and then I was keeping up with that like every however many weeks, and then I did black underneath my hair. I was like obviously toning my hair on top of bleaching as well. I did that for a period of time. I want to say a little over a year I was doing that, and then I knew it just like I couldn't do it anymore. And then by the end of 2022, I dyed my hair like an auburn reddish color. I don't really know how to explain it. I probably have a reference photo. I did 2 types when I was dyeing my hair red. Like I put like a filler in my hair first. It was more of like a pinkish reddish. When I dyed my hair like the auburn red, I let it fade out to like an orange, because obviously there was still orangey copper color. I don't even know how to explain it. I think because it was so close to it, it did not look good. I don't even think I got a reference from that. I don't know if I did, but I'll put it somewhere. I think I just let that happen for a couple months, and then I was just like, I'm gonna dye it black and let it fade out. Then I dyed my hair all the way black. I want to say like a blue black, all of it. I don't know why I didn't just dye it brown. And I did that, then it faded to like a dark brown, and then I haven't touched it color wise. Unless I toned it afterwards. I might have toned it afterwards with neutralizing it or something. I don't know. I think I might have toned it right after I dyed it black, like after it started fading out. Ever since then, like I haven't touched it. So it's been over a year, about a year, I want to say. And that's where it all went downhill, on top of using heat every single day. Not every single day, but like pretty regularly. And I was thinking in my head, like, I'll just be careful on, like make sure I'm using like certain products certain ways. Like don't put it in like tight hairstyles. Don't wash it as often, even though obviously like it was just a very misguided way of looking at it, when like you can't really, it's really hard to not have damage and keep the integrity of the length of your hair and the health of it as it once was. And it never went back to its regular form. And I stopped bleaching back early September of 2022. And then I stopped dyeing it, I want to say like a year ago. Early this year, I could tell like I did cut off like so much. Like I cut off like probably like to here, I want to say like to my collarbone. And I still was like, yeah, it's just not looking right. Like and it was because of all the layers I had to put in my hair to take off so much damage. And then also there was a chemical cut prior, so it was all these certain links trying to grow out, so it was just very choppy and looked very thin at the ends. Even if the ends were healthy, my hair looked transparent because of the amount of different types of lengths and like shortness in my hair. So like half of it would be like up here and then the other part would be like down here. It just didn't look right. Like it looked like a mistake and I had to chop it. I had to chop off all my hair. It's been growing out very slowly, but I chopped it to like, I want to say my chin. It's slowly getting there. It just sucks to have to regrow your hair after being stupid with bleaching your hair. And I remember when I was younger and I had really blonde hair and I would look back at the photos, not remembering how much damage it was, but remembering how pretty it was and wanting to have that hair color again. And I'm always thinking back then, why did I not keep the blonde hair? Like, why did I just dye it to a different color? Why did I just let it grow out? Now I remember why I couldn't keep that hair color for as long as I did, because of, for one, money. It's just so expensive to upkeep that hair, and also two, it is very hard to keep your hair healthy in that state when you're getting to such a light level of hair, in my experience. And not to mention, I was doing my own hair, so that's another big factor. Obviously, if you're going to a professional, it's a little bit easier to manage the loss of hair or breakage that you're dealing with. That's if you can afford it. I guess you weigh your pros and cons. But I had to cut all my hair off. And it's not my favorite length on me, but weirdly, the way I grew my hair the most, and people don't think of this, but it really truly was having the sew-in extensions for a couple years. I've had all different lengths of hair. This is probably the shortest my hair's been for a very long time. Like, I don't even think I've had this since I was like a kid probably, but I want to say like I felt like my hair, and I think it was because of all the coloring processes back like 10 years ago, and I was just like, I really want to grow my hair out and just have like extensions, and like I didn't want to have clip-ins because that's like a whole process like to deal with like every single day if you want to put clip-ins in. But getting sew-in hair extensions honestly saved my hair. I kind of want to do it again, but it's so expensive to do. I kept sew-in hair extensions in for like 2 years, and my hair went from like, I want to say like here to like all the way down to my waist, and it stayed like that. You know, I took all my extensions out by, you know, after the 2-year mark, and my hair stayed long for like 5-6 years. I was still regularly trimming it every 4 to 6 months or however long, but my hair was so long that even if I took a couple inches off, it didn't look much different. Whereas now cutting here to here is, you know, it looks fairly noticeable compared to like longer hair being trimmed. I could keep my hair length and still have it look healthy in that realm. So unfortunately, I am back to square one, and I now have a better routine of keeping my hair in check. Now I'm not using like a lot of heat on it, and there's a lot of products that I use for certain days, and then before I wash my hair, and like versus when I'm washing my hair versus after washing my hair, and how I dry it. I think that really has helped keep it the way it's been recently. And I think the chop, I needed the chop so it could all grow evenly to get like a better start at growing my hair longer, and just have it all one length. And it just was easier to just chop it all off to the shortest layer. I want to say the shortest layer was like here, but I chopped off like I want to say here, so I chopped off like probably an inch more than I've been just like trimming it the beginning of the year. I just was like, yeah, like I just need it all one length to really keep up with like what the health of my hair is. I don't mind it, I'll just let it grow out. I haven't been to an actual hairdresser, and I want to say I went once in the last time I went to somewhere was after I got my extensions taken out, or I took them out myself, I don't know. So I ended up getting like a keratin treatment or something. Yeah, that was like the last time I ended up going to an actual hair salon, but I think I did a keratin treatment on my own, but then I like ended up going to one, but like I haven't gotten my hair cut professionally, and I want to say like over 10 years, maybe 15, I want to say. Like I just cut it myself. I don't recommend it. I think definitely like if you can afford it, definitely go to a hairdresser. I don't know, I just wanted it all one length. That is what I did, and I can't take it back. Yeah, nothing could save my hair. I just ended up having to chop it all off. Here we are. Love that my camera's about to die, but I just wanted to put out some last minute thoughts. It's kind of funny, when I chopped my hair off, it was basically around the time that everybody is chopping their hair off, and I wish it was for a trend. I really do. I wish it was for a trend. I think that would be a lot more easier to digest mentally, but it genuinely was for the health of my hair because it just wasn't working. I couldn't work with it, and the amount of products, again, that I would put in. You could put in so much product in your hair on a consistently daily, monthly basis, and it's gonna be where it is if you don't cut off the damage. And for me, I did cut off all my damage, but then I was having very weirdly like a choppy haircut. It just, you could see right through it. If I have multiple different layers in my hair, it's up here and here and here and then here, it just wasn't looking right. Was not looking right. No, wasn't looking right. And I just wanted a fresh start, literally. You know, it's kind of funny tying back into like my last video. If you haven't watched it, again, it's down below, but, or I'll put a card somewhere, but it genuinely was, because I only just did it, you know, at the beginning of this year, and it was really cutting off the dead weight, again, literally and metaphorically, and yeah, it needed to be done. Yeah, my shortest piece is like right here. So it's shorter underneath, but longer on top, so it all falls in the same length basically. And I'm hoping once it grows out, I can like even it out. I did do it myself, to be honest. I don't recommend it, but for me, I just did it. I didn't really want to think about it. I had it in my head, I really wanted to cut my hair off like back in, I want to say like last summer. So it's been on my mind. I just like, between then and now, I was just kind of trimming my hair like every couple months. Maybe even shorter in between that, because again, I would trim my hair and then it just like didn't look good after like a week or two, like as if I didn't even make a difference on cutting off any of the damage. But it wasn't, at that point, it wasn't damage. It was looking better with the hair that was at the ends. It was just the fact that like I had such short layers in between my hair. Coming to that realization, I just knew it just had to be done. It literally had to be done. Like it was either that or like I just had to live out my unironic mullet life. And I wasn't here for it. For me personally, I just wasn't, because if it was an intentional mullet life, great, love that, living for it. But if it's an unintentional one, it's an issue, it's a problem. It was a problem, and had to cut that problem out, off, done, did it, dead, gone. And here we are today. We will see how my journey pans out with having my hair grow out. Sidebar, I do not plan on really ever putting any more bleach or hair dye into my hair. I can't do it. I guess I can never say never, but it's gonna be several years until I make that decision, an informed, very serious decision on doing that, because I can't do it again. I really lost like 12 inches at least, if not 24. I don't plan on ever putting hair dye or bleach in my hair. And honestly, I think I'll stick to not putting any heat on my hair. Like the only time I ever, again, I'm probably gonna go into more detail in the next video, but I truly don't put a lot of heat on my hair, and if I do, it's when I'm blow drying it. I'm very careful with that too. I'll start from like the back and work my way to the front, because my hair in the front is a little bit more susceptible to breaking off or just getting more damaged, because I think when you're pulling your hair back or you're just like styling your hair, the front of your hair, like the front pieces of your hair, I feel like are just more prone to damage personally. And like I'll just blow dry like every which way. I washed my hair yesterday, so right now it's kind of fallen. Like I hate this like flip thing. Like once your hair grows to a certain length, it starts to flip. Yeah, like it will like look very voluminous because I'm blow drying every which way, like very carefully though, very carefully. But then it starts to fall, obviously, like after you've slept on it and you've brushed through it. And then I do my routine, which I'm hoping to reference in the next video. Yeah, I think in an upcoming video I'm gonna talk about the hair products I've been currently using in the last few months to really keep the length of my hair to its healthiest state as it's growing out, because genuinely that's like what I'm really concerned with, is just keeping the hair intact while it's growing, and while, you know, my hair is going to be how it is in everyday life. We're in a new era, so we're gonna embrace it. So yeah.